One of the key aspects to detaching, in other words, key aspects to the best way, the fastest way, the most efficient, effortless, easy way to manifest whatever you desire is decoupling. That is understanding that the thing or the circumstance that you want to manifest is illusory, as is the entirety of this 3D experience that we call life on Earth. So the key to this, the main point here is to give you another way to look at whatever you're experiencing or whatever it is that you want to experience as illusory, so you can focus on the only thing that's real, which is pure consciousness and feeling, okay? The basis of each and every possible experience is feeling. And so when you can recognize, okay, I don't want that illusory thing. That's just a symbol of the feeling that I actually desire. Then that opens up so much more freedom, because you're no longer going to feel attached to needing to see movement, needing to see it manifest before you can feel fulfilled. Okay, and that's the key. You have to figure out how to feel that feeling of fulfillment before it's here. All right, and it doesn't mean it's extreme. It doesn't mean it's unsustainable and it's the best day of your life every second forever. No, you make it natural, you make it normal, but you can only do that once you make it a habit. Okay, at first it might be exciting, super awesome and wonderful, but just like anything else in life, human nature is we want something so bad, we obsess over it, we finally get it, and then we hardly think about it a week later, 2 days later even. So we want that process to be as easy, effortless as possible, and one way to do that that I thought of is comparing it to being at a restaurant and looking at a menu, okay? So the menu obviously has words describing what you'll get. Sometimes, depending on where you're at, probably like fast food, you have pictures, all right? Now, you see these things and you say, ooh, I want that, right? But the words and or pictures are representing the real thing that will be delivered to you. You can taste it, eat it, enjoy it, right? That's what the feeling is, the thing that you're actually getting. But you get obsessed with the words and the pictures describing it. Does that make sense? So what you're doing is, if someone were to say, oh, here's a menu, you look at it and you say, I want the lobster. Lobster sounds great. And then you tear out the word lobster and you start eating it. People would laugh at you. People would think you're insane, okay? So what you want to do is focus on what's real, all right? Don't obsess over the symbol. I know that seems like what you want. And a lot of people come into manifestation, they're brand new and they're like, well, I need it exactly this way. I do know exactly what I want. I know the best way that it can happen. But this is a process of surrender. If you want to have the best possible experience, you have to be prepared to let go of everything that you think you know. Okay? A lot of people are working in their entire life, focusing entirely through their conscious, rational reasoning mind, which is useful as a tool if you're doing like math or your job or something. But the rest of the time, it's just getting in the way of experience, okay? And so what it does is, it's not that thoughts and emotions will slow down your manifestation on their own. They of themselves, just like everything else in the illusory experience, are completely neutral. But if they're repetitive, if you don't know how to detach from the mind, you're going to identify with these things. And that's the problem, because then you're giving meaning. You're giving more of your awareness and attention to them. You could let your mind run wild. As long as you don't pay attention to it, it doesn't matter if you're thinking up, down, left, right, sideways. It's not going to slow down your manifestation process at all, okay? But the minute you start giving more of your life-giving attention to thought patterns or emotions than they deserve, it doesn't mean suppress your emotions at all. It doesn't mean try and force your thoughts to go away at all. It means stop identifying with them. Stop seeing them as a problem or a setback or something that's slowing you down. It's completely neutral. It's totally okay to have all kinds of thoughts, all kinds of feelings. How could you not, with life the way that it is, with all its ups and downs, okay? So give yourself that permission, and also remember, okay, no matter what I go through, maybe I need to focus on this thought so I can process it and let it go. If that's necessary, it doesn't mean you have to go looking for those things either. You don't have to go looking for mental work to do for yourself. It will come up. Just be aware. Don't automatically identify with every thought that comes into the mind. And you get better at that by meditation, okay? Spending time in silence, just observing your thoughts, watching them. Are they positive, negative, neutral? Let it go. Next one pops up probably almost immediately. Is it positive, negative, neutral? Let it go. Okay, just repeat that process a few minutes every day. You're going to get better and be like, oh, okay, I don't need to identify with every thought. These are just flowing through me. And that's all anything is, whether it's a physical experience, a thought, an emotion. It's just a neutral, energetic pattern passing through your experience, passing through your consciousness. It's not a big deal. If you make it a big deal, okay. You're like, oh my gosh, this is going to slow things down. I'll never get the love that I want. I'll never get the healing. I'll never get the money, whatever it is, okay? Don't let that be you, because you're too focused on the illusion. You're too focused on giving meaning and power to things that are perfectly neutral, okay? And so remember not to obsess on things. Think of that menu. Do you want the words on the menu? No, you want the actual taste, the flavor. You want the experience, right? So that's what you're after. What is the true feeling of fulfillment? I think a lot of people that struggle with manifestation probably aren't that clear on what they would actually feel. They're like, oh yeah, I would feel good. Get more clear. What does it mean to you? Think of if it helps. You don't have to do techniques, but if it helps, maybe the first few times as you get acquainted with that feeling, imagine like a wonderful scene. You can visualize or come up with an affirmation or a mental conversation, just auditory, imagining a conversation with someone that cares about you, congratulating you, or something like that. Something wonderful you would love to experience that implies you have what you want. Then you tap into that feeling, really figure it out, discover it, okay? It exists within you. You'll know it when you find it. You're like, okay, you know when you've touched it because it reaches a point of satisfaction that you wouldn't get otherwise. Mental, spiritual, emotional satisfaction that stops you from seeking, because it feels so much more real than anything in this illusory 3D experience. So also don't take what I just said there and obsess over it and be like, oh, it doesn't satisfy me yet. I haven't. No, just use it as a general guideline, okay? You will know when you know the feeling of fulfillment, okay? And so once you've got it, then you can drop the scene or the auditory conversation, affirmation, whatever you're doing to get into the feeling, whatever technique, because it's done its job. Techniques are just tools to get you into the feeling. So once it's done its job, let it go. Decouple the thing that you think you want, or the circumstance, the illusion, and the feeling, the truth that you're wanting to experience that already exists within you. Separate those things and focus solely on truth, and it will keep you from becoming super obsessed. Sometimes people visualize so much that their brain is like, where is that thing I've been visualizing? They become obsessed. And so it's like, if there are people who don't know anything about manifestation, who are getting everything that they want, why is that? Especially when there's so many people that will visualize like every hour of every day. Why are there some people who don't have to do anything? It's because you're free to do nothing. You can do nothing and manifest your desires. Because it's not about force. It's not about trying. It's not about doing something physical or even mental, like in the form of a technique. It's about living in the feeling of fulfillment. Okay, so the people who don't even know about manifestation just have a natural propensity or a natural habit of feeling fulfillment. They know their goal and they feel so good about it, confident about it, that nothing can stop them from feeling as if it's already done. Be like that. Once you get the feeling in whatever way it takes, make it a habit. Don't obsess over it, but whenever you have a free moment, am I feeling fulfilled? If the answer is no, activate it. If it's hard to activate it, maybe do some techniques, okay? Get more acquainted with that feeling so it gets easier and easier to activate it without the need for techniques, anytime, anywhere. It becomes your dwelling place, your natural state of being, and it doesn't feel so big. At first, it might be like, wow, this is wonderful. But then it becomes natural, okay? It becomes one of those things, you have it, it's so sure that you have it, it's like in the back of your mind, okay? I don't have to think 24/7 about how I have this phone. I know I have this phone. I don't think about it. I'm thankful for it. I'm grateful for it. It's wonderful. But it's in the back of my mind, right? It's subconscious now. And it doesn't mean that you have to force something into the subconscious either. A lot of people think, how do I know that my subconscious knows what I want? You don't got to worry about that. Okay? The subconscious is you. It's everything. And it knows you better than you know yourself. So you don't have to worry about that. But the way that you really impress the subconscious, if that's even the right way to put it, it's such a mystery. Even people who master all this, I don't think anyone knows how to accurately describe the subconscious. To impress the subconscious properly, you have to make something not a conscious focus obsession. It has to become subconsciously known that you have it. And you do. So, hope that makes sense. And I really enjoyed making this video. I feel like there's going to be minimal cuts. It feels more personal. It's been a while since I've made videos, but I'm back home, done traveling, so I'll be making much more. I don't remember what my last video was, but if you want to learn more about manifestation, watch this video right here. If you want to dive deeper in detachment and even get a guided practice for decoupling, as well as much, much more to help you manifest as fast, easy, effortless as possible, check out my detachment course. You can snag it at the link in the pinned comment or the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to smash that subscribe and like button. I forgot to say that. But thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care. I'm adding this in post, but just to make it more clear, just for 1 second, imagining that menu example, okay, you want to understand that even science has proven at this point that everything that we see as physical, or even don't see, is made up of little balls of light energy vibrating at different rates, okay? So depending on how fast or how slow it's vibrating, it seems like it's my hand. It seems like it's this water bottle. It seems like the water in the water bottle. It seems like $1 million or your SP or whatever it is that you desire. So the key is thinking of it as just balls of light. To us, we perceive it. We say, oh, this really matters and this is garbage, right? We give these meanings, but everything is neutral. Everything is the same. And so to get on that level, think of it like in the Matrix where the kid is bending the spoon with his mind and he said, there is no spoon. You have to know the truth. There is no spoon. And that's how you can bend it. Because if you believe there's a spoon, it's impossible. How can I get what I want? There's all these obstacles, but it doesn't exist. It only exists in the mind. So when you understand there is no spoon, or if you're ordering the lobster, there is no lobster. So if there is no lobster, if there were no object that you desired, how could you feel the feeling that you're after? Does that make sense? Like if that thing that you think matters so much, oh, I can't feel it until I have that thing. That's what I need. If that thing did not exist, could you still have that satisfaction within yourself? Could you still feel fulfilled? Think about that.